Late Night Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin'. Notice I have a little different sign here. We'll cover that in a minute. Welcome. We're going to pretend it's December 1st and that I'm coming to you at 11:59 p.m. instead of 12:07 a.m. on Tuesday because YouTube didn't want to let me in without a struggle. So I'm here now. Let's 9 p.m. instead of... Oh yeah, let's get rid of that extra volume. Let me get my devices set up here. And we'll do a couple of quick announcements and then hopefully do a simple card. Couple of quick announcements. Get rid of that sound too. Boy, got lots of sound going on here. All right, let me just get my other device set up here. It's getting there. I thought I was ready, but you know how you get doing stuff and then you lose track of time. I do. All right, we are almost there. All right, we're in. So, a couple of quick announcements. It is cold and snowy here in Wisconsin, so I am happy to be in my happy place, crafting and doing business-related stuff. So, product of the month starts soon. I think it starts at midnight Utah time, so maybe in about 50 minutes. When we go to the website, I was told that it will show us a countdown, but I haven't checked on that. I was busy doing other stuff. Let's try to refresh this and see if it works. Here we go. Yes, 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 yes. I am not getting to that yet. Here we go. I do not see a countdown. But maybe if I go to my cart. Let's see. Let's put something in my cart and see if it gives me a... Ooh, it does. It gives me a countdown. So, let me show you. We'll see if this shows. This gives me a countdown for the product of the month. Pretty cool. So, that starts probably in about 50 minutes because that little bar that goes across there is almost all the way across the screen. So we'll see. It should be live soon. So for every $75 purchase that you make starting this month, you will qualify to select a product of the month for only $5 more. You can only get one product of the month. So you can only get one December product. You can only get one January product. You don't have to get it. If you don't like it, don't get it. If you love it, you can't get more than one. If you missed out on one, maybe you didn't place an order in December because you were too busy. You place an order in January. If there are still December supplies left, you can buy it later. All right. These will be only while supplies last. So when they're gone, they're going to be gone. This month, it will be Designer Series paper. And I just wonder if it'll let me add that to my my shopping cart. It doesn't look like it's selectable yet as a product. So let's figure that in a few minutes it will probably show us what it is. So if it comes up before I'm done with my live, I will I'll show you what it is. Maybe we'll see if it comes up. Hey Juju, how are you? So this will be pretty fun. Cyber Monday started today for Paper Pumpkin prepaid subscriptions. If you are not already a subscriber, this is probably going to be a really good deal. I need to look at the prices to see how much we're saving. You do have to select, or you will automatically receive the December kit. So if you are already a subscriber, make sure that you suspend your December kit unless you want to get multiples. Black Friday ends in like 46, 47 minutes. Last time I looked, the only thing that was left on the list was alcohol blends, maybe some inks, the re-inker bottles. These were some really good prices, so things sold a lot faster than Stampin' Up! Expected. And because we had a new demonstrator promotion in October, there were a lot more people looking at things, so there's not a whole lot left. I have some things coming up. Scrappy Saturday. If anybody wants to scrapbook with me, I have 4 kits available, so I can do up to 4 people on Saturday. The 10th we'll have coffee and a card at Katz. 11, I have a Thoughtful Thursday class. Monday is our Monday open studio time. If you're local to me, come join us. And we're going to make it a celebration. And then come and kit it. I'm thinking of doing that between Christmas and New Year's so that we can all get just a relaxing break. We'll see how that goes. Traditions of Christmas, this virtual class. I heard today that this is going on the last chance list because the suite that it is related to is a Christmas themed suite. So those products will be likely going away, so that virtual class will go away as well. Brushed with Beauty is still a live option that you can still order. So the other thing is, don't forget about Christmas gifts. If you're a demonstrator, order from yourself before you order from Amazon or go to whatever other store. Support small businesses. You're a small business if you're a demonstrator. Order from yourself. You get a discount. But if you're a customer of mine, or if you don't have a demonstrator and would like to select me as your demonstrator, excuse me, if you purchase this, I will also gift you the recipes for all of the things. So this is intended as a Christmas gift so that your recipient can count down the days to Christmas. Hey, Yuta. There's designer series paper. There's decorative masks and a blending brush, a small blending brush that's really kind of fun. There's embellishments. There's glitter, glue. There's dyes. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Really a fun kit. We did a bunch of projects on that when I first got it. And then the mini catalog. I can only show you the front of the catalog. Demonstrators are not allowed to show the inside. We can't show you projects that we make with any of the products that we get in our hands, though. So as I make things, I will share things with you. But it might be more of a secret. I've shared a lot of the tulips, Sunshine and Tulips, I think it's called. But this will go live on January 6th. There's lots of fun stuff in there. So without further ado, let's pull in this Peace on Earth stuff again. Now, yesterday we made that wild card, and I think I'm going to call it a spinning pinwheel card, because you could do a couple of things. You could do the flaps like this and decorate it accordingly, so it's kind of like a book. But it's really, whoa, it's really intended to fan out and be just kind of a wow card. All right, so You can do it a bunch of different ways, but I added the ribbon today. I need to put a little glue dot so that stays in place. If you are going to do it like as a book, I would say either do your pages differently or put adhesive to make things, these layers so that they don't flip and flap. All right. But I thought this was actually a pretty fun little card. And I did discover that if you wanted to set it up, you can set it up like this and maybe just put a little glue dot or a small Velcro dot in there to hold it in place. And then your recipient could still display it. So that was yesterday. That was so yesterday. Today's card is going to be plain and simple, but we made a banner yesterday with some of this. Is this, what is that? Did they say that's black? Dark gray. I made a banner. So so you made an album with 12 by 12 today from your last hike and used that pattern, that spinning pinwheel. Cool. Very cool. Linda Dickinson, welcome. I almost missed you. So we're going to use this today, and let's decide together. No, I already have a base here that's Secret C. That might be fun to use, but we'll see. That's all the glimmer paper I'm going to use. It's just that. I love that stuff, though. I need to make more of it. So let's figure out what piece of designer series paper we want to make. This is going to be just kind of a nice, basic little card. We are going to use some of this beautiful ribbon, if I can find the end. So we'll just cut off a bunch so that I can get this out of the way. So this ribbon goes with the suite, and it is called Just Misty Moonlight, but it's gorgeous ribbon. So it's shimmery, and it's got these little edge pieces, like little, like millipede legs. All right, so we get that out of the way, and let's take a look at these papers, what I have left. Now this doesn't have to be a Christmassy card, even though we've got some glimmer on here. It could be an anniversary card. We'll just have to search through my sentiments to see what we want. So I basically need, I know this suite is really pretty. And I made a bunch of cards. I did show them last night. So if you weren't here for that one, Linda, just pop onto yesterday's video, and I showed several cards that we made. I don't remember, Yuta and Juju, do you remember? Did I do that near the end of the video? That I showed the ones from the previous night? I just don't remember. We got our granddaughter today. We had to pick her up from school. We didn't have to. We got to pick her up from school today because her mom had to work late. So she's doing a sleepover. So it was a little busy today. So let's figure out what designer series paper we want to use. I'm almost thinking something light and a little more fun. We could also use backsides, but then I probably want to get different. Near the beginning, Juju, thank you. I want to have a color that's going to go with this, because that's kind of like my little focal piece. All right, so we've got, let's look at some of these others. So we've got this. We've got flowers. And I'm just going to make a layer that's going to fill pretty much the whole front of the card. And we can use a different base color too, so don't let the Secret C control our thought process here. We could do stars. That might be kind of pretty, but it's going to be dark. That's going to be pretty dark. So I'm thinking maybe this one, because even these doves, that piece, well, there is going to be a sentiment on the front of here. And another focal point. So like some foliage or something. I'll maybe do some foliage like that. Oh, this would be pretty too, though. Oh, I'm kind of liking that one. What do you think of this one? There's a little like plaid-ish, but again, that's the cloud cover, and I don't really want that. We've got a brown, and I want it to look brighter than that, although that would be kind of casual to me, where this is a little more flashy. We could probably do those doves. So many choices. And I think this is going to be, that might work. Kind of dark, kind of not dark. Let's see if that's 4 inches there. So that's 4 inches wide. So let's try to narrow this down and see if I can keep from knocking over all kinds of stuff. All right, so keeping in mind that this is what I want to work with, let's figure out what paper we want to use. And I'm just going to move that base out of the way because we may or may not use that base. So, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We have 7 options. 1, which I think is very pretty. 2, that would be all right. So maybe I should, we're going to put a sentiment across here, and we're going to put some foliage pieces. So let's see if I can find some foliage. We'll do, I've got this Delicate Pines, and we could use this today. And I wonder if I have some other, oh, here's some. Oh, this would work. This would work. Label Me Grateful. I think this is still active. Oh, this is actually a bundle that is only $39.50. It's pretty good. So I think we'll use some of these foliage pieces too. So keeping that in mind, we're going to have some foliage on here. And these kind of go good with that one. This we can cut out 2 at a time, which is kind of a plus. So I'm just going to set that up here. So keep in mind we're going to have some of these going on. So that'll be on top of our little banner there. So 1, 2, 3, it's going to be kind of dark. 4, I think that would probably look pretty because there's the dark secret C in those. 5, there's not as much dark in here, so I don't know if that will work. 6, that might be kind of classy. Or 7. This banner might actually tone that down a little bit. So what do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. What cardstock should we use? Or which DSP, I mean. Which designer series paper should we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. And maybe I should just start cutting some of those down. 5 or 7. 5 or 7. Okay. 5 or 7. 5 or 7. Do you feel like you're at the eye doctor? Is this better or is that better? All right, 1, 5, or 7. Seven. We got 3 7s. We're going to go with 7. So we're going to go with this one. And this card, I think, will be basic enough that you could actually mass produce it and make it pretty easy. So now, do we want to do it on a secret C base? Mass producing it? Or were you thinking 7? No, you already said 7. You're going to mass produce cards, Juju? I'd like to see those. All right, so let's go ahead and get... I'm going to get a piece of basic white, thick basic white, because we might want to do a white base. So let me get that. Let's get a couple of pieces of cardstock here. So we're going to have a couple of different choices. Juju, heck no. You're funny. All right, so we could do a basic white base. And again, this designer series paper is going to cover almost the entire card. The secret C is the base? Okay. Let me just cut this down and we'll just make sure that that's what we want to do. See, that's how it is with like meetings and that too. You know, if you're late or distracted or step out for a second, you get volunteered for things. I've had that happen a time or two. All right, and then 4 1/4. So this is just going to be a basic card base. So our 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, or 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So let's just do a little gander here. We'll see how these look. You know, I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter how much I have to eat. Around sometime between midnight and 1 in the morning, I start to get so hungry. I know I've mentioned it before because it used to be like when I would go on rescue calls, we'd get back from those and I would be starving. Wouldn't matter what time it was. So we're going to do, I'm just doing an 1/8 inch smaller so that we'll just have a 1/16 of an inch border. And I'm kind of working off of another sample layout that I saw. And that one had the designer series paper covering the entire thing, but I like a frame. Like what would I had to eat when I got done with a rescue call? Oh, anything that was handy. If we had pizza, if we had stew, it would be, I was ready for a full-blown meal. Not just a little snack. You know, because a lot of times you can go, when you take a patient to the hospital, they'll have like an EMS room and they'll have like orange juice or bottles of water or, you know, some snacks, like maybe a little bag of crackers or, you know, cookies or something. Not necessarily super healthy food, but I'm ready for a full-blown meal. It's crazy. All right, so we're going to put that there. So either the secret C, or let me just cut another one of these just so we can get a better idea of what it would look like on both. So there's Secret C. We'll put this one over here because that was the first mention. Or here's the thick basic white. And it looks like that one's cut a little narrower. How did that happen? I don't know how that happened. Maybe that was a different scrap. Just lunch to dinner is 4 hours. About then we wait all night until breakfast. Oh no, I don't. I don't wait. I will have something to eat before I go to sleep. When I get up, so let's say if I have something now before I go to bed, and I'll try to, now I'll probably grab like a hunk of, turkey or something. But I'll be fine until like 11 in the morning. So if I don't eat when I first get up, I'm fine. Once I start eating, I pretty much want to eat all day. All right, so we have got the Secret C as a background or the basic white. So I'm seeing a Secret C. And I think somebody else had said Secret C. Juju said Secret C also. Well, she actually called it C base. I don't have C base, but I do have Secret C. So I think that's what you meant. All right, so let's do the Secret C. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because that's how few pieces we're going to have here, really. And this is going to be nice and narrow. I did make sure that I have my flowers kind of right side up so that the stems weren't coming down from the heavens. So Yuta, are you telling me that you can go from dinner until way late for breakfast? Because I can't. Like we had dinner at 4:30ish with our granddaughter. And by the time we got home, I was probably ready to eat, but I didn't. Oh, and I see I'm out of water. But I do have a little bit of tea. So, okay, so Yuta, you do snack in the evening? I do. And it's not always healthy snacks. I'm bad that way. I need to be better, though, because I know it's not good for my liver to eat lots of heavy foods before I go to bed, because that's when it should be resting and cleaning out, filtering all my toxins that are going through my blood. All right, so this is going to maybe kind of go there. So we'll cut that maybe a little bit shorter. So I brought over a piece of Secret C. I mean, this is cloud cover, because there is like some cloud cover in there, I think. But I also brought over a little cloud cover that's two-toned. Now, these are not exactly the same. So I don't know if they came from different printers or if the lot was just different. Stampin' Up! Colors are not supposed to vary that much, but I know with this cloud cover they had some issues with the ink. I don't know if they had issues with the paper as well. Or it could be that this was a different paper in my variety pack and it just got put in the wrong place. So I think I'm going to do the foliage pieces, maybe in this one, and we can use both the light and the dark. So let's just cut a strip of this. And I'm just going to cut it at 2 inches. I don't need a whole lot, but I need some. So what kind of things do you snack on? You know, like carrots and rice cakes? On a good day, I might snack on carrots. My problem is I like the sweets too much. So let's put these down. Cookies. I'm with you. Although I do make, I don't feel quite as guilty when I make my own cookies because I know they don't have as much garbage in them. And I do make a sourdough peanut butter cookie. It's a sourdough discard. An extended dessert, yes, because dessert is an integral part of a meal as far as I'm concerned. And then I'm going to do another one on the lighter side. And I think we'll do this one because it's got a little bit more detail to it. I like popcorn too, but I try to avoid popcorn now just because the husks seem to get caught in my gums a little bit more than they used to. And apparently I have severe diverticulitis. Who knew? But I don't really seem to have symptoms, so I just try to avoid it because I don't want to tempt fate, you know. All right. So that can go there also. So this is going to come here like so. We're going to put this somewhere on here. We're going to put this somewhere on here. And then we need to get our sentiment. Oh, I want that bottom of that banner to show though, because that's kind of the prettiness with that too, is having that banner shape. Or we could go up higher too. Should we have the banner at the top? But I'm still going to want to put a sentiment on here. Maybe we'll go like this. If we put that up high. The sample I have that I was working off the layout. Oh no. Which jelly print? I was watching some of yours yesterday. Or wasn't it from yesterday? Because you were sorting stuff out yesterday, I think, right? I caught your replay. So the layout sample that I have shows the banner piece kind of middle-ish with some foliage pieces on it. And I may trim those down a little bit. And then it shows a sentiment on a circle. And I don't know that I want a circle. I might just want to do this as a thank you card even. Or you are so appreciated. Let's see. Maybe we'll just do thank you. Now we could, nice for a thank you, cool. We could do this on a strip of white with Secret C embossed with clear. Or I could just do regular Secret C on white. Because that'll kind of pull together the white from the flowers. Oh, I guess I didn't pull out my ink. Oh, maybe I'll get the cloud cover too. Oh, I didn't look at tonight's yet. Oh, bummer. Is there anything you can do to fix it? All right, so let's do... So you can't fix it, Juju, huh? Bummer. So do you think I should emboss with clear on here? Is that what you were saying? So let's go ahead and we can make it shiny with the clear embossing. Powder embossing is always good. Awesome. All right, so what I do is, we haven't done it for a bit, but we will take our embossing buddy and try to get rid of some of the static. We will put Versamark on our stamp so that we've got the slow drying ink first, and then I'm going to put the Secret C on it, and then we're going to stamp this down, and I'm just going to hold it for a few seconds because I like for the ink to settle in, and then we're going to put the clear on here and give that a little bit to set in. And I'm going to get my tweezers. I've been moving things around a little bit, so they're a little closer at hand because I was moving around some of my old product. So I'm trying to make room for other things, like my embossing stuff, so it's not in a heap from table to table, that it's actually on a shelf where I can access it more. So how was everybody's Monday? We had fun with our granddaughter after we took her to Pizza Ranch, of course, because she had to do the arcade. MacMan was hot tonight with the game, so she got lots and lots of points. She got a Lego set. So we put that together tonight, but we also dissected a turkey heart, the liver, and the neck. She thought that was so cool. Now, she's going to be 8 later this month. She is so into that stuff. It's fun. So let's heat this up. You finished 3 projects, Yuta? Yay for you. So that's pretty. It's shimmery. Hopefully you can see some of that shimmer on there. Maybe not, but it's very nice and shiny. And I love these reverse tweezers. These come with that, the embossing toolkit. And I don't know what these tips are made out of, but they're really nice. All right, so let's trim this down, because I do not want to fussy cut this. And nobody's going to talk me into fussy cutting this. We are just going to trim it narrow. Oh, it is a fun age, and she is just so anxious to learn. When we lost one of our chickens last year, she and I did, what do they call it? A necropsy? Like an autopsy on a chicken. That was fun. Oh no. Well, Yuta, you'll find them, right? They'll turn up eventually. No, Juju, I am not going to fussy cut. I might want to round those edges, but no, I think not. So now the other thing is, we could soften up the edges with some ink blending, and I thought the cloud cover might be a nice touch on here. Or I could dip it in the edges, you know, dip the edges in the cloud cover. Or I could get a piece of Secret C and just make a frame. What do you think? Yeah, fussy cutting for another day. Juju, you were fussy cutting. What did you do? What did you fussy cut? The Santa or something? You fussy cut something. 3 to 1. It's not going to work tonight. Not tonight. I am holding firm. So let's just make a little layer on here. Oh, see? Your comment just came through. So let's do this. We'll make a nice little frame here. Or I could make it a little bit bigger, and no, I don't want to put more texture on it. I was going to say I could run it through the embossing folder, but I think there's enough texture with the design and the glimmer paper that we probably don't need to run it through an embossing folder too. I could be wrong, but it's going to be done now, and it's going to have a small enough border now that it won't matter. So I'm just eyeballing it rather than trying to measure because that works for me. So we're going to go ahead and glue these together. Right, and ribbon too. You're right, Yuta. And then we'll probably have to put some gems somewhere. Some rhinestones maybe. Maybe I could add some color and make them secret sea colored. We'll see. And I'm just shifting this over just a little bit because with the liquid glue it lets me do that. But that's pretty. All right, so that's on there. So now we need to kind of decide too where we're going to put this. If we want that to kind of be a flag at the top, it's going to make a difference where I put these foliage pieces because they're going to be closer to the top. And I don't want them going over the edge. So if I have to cut them smaller, then I have to cut them smaller. So like I said, the layout that I'm following has the banner piece down further in the card. I would probably do something like this so that I've got equal borders here because I'm a little OCD. Believe it or not, I am a little OCD. And then this, it shows 3 layers of ribbon underneath, but I might just like it with 2. I wonder if you can hear my stomach growling. That's insane. All right, so this will go here. What do you mean by that, Juju? Does it show? All right, so this one, this branch we could probably make a little shorter. Just because I like balance and what do we think of that-ish? I don't know if that ribbon color is working because this is a brighter blue. I don't know if I like that with the glimmer paper. What do you think? Let's take a look at this. Blue is going to look better, I think. And this is the ribbon that goes with the Lights of Aurora, whatever it is. This is balmy blue. And I had it in my little ribbon tamer, but it doesn't always stay put. These ribbon tamers, well, you know, it's kind of a good idea. It just doesn't work for me as well as my little, yeah, not this ribbon, huh? Because that color is just not working for me. It might work with a different glimmer paper, but not that one. Now, it would probably work with like the silver or the, whatever that's called, the soft green. But we could put this little piece under here, and that would just be a subtle background to the foliage. That might be better. I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to cut this. Hi, Tanya. I need to put this flat, but then I need to recut this, go in a different way. So we could do this more sheer ribbon. I like that a little bit better. So this is essentially the layout that I'm following, kind of here-ish. Neatened up. Juju is misleading you, Tanya. Lori will not be fussy cutting. The closest I got to fussy cutting tonight was cutting this ribbon. Okay. So what do we think? Do we like this sheer ribbon better? Or should I just leave it without the ribbon altogether? So sheer ribbon. Juju is a troublemaker, but I think that's why I like her. I like that feistiness, you know? And see, I'm a redhead, so feisty to me is a good thing. Well, I used to be a redhead. It's getting more blonde now, the more white hair I get that just filters in. It's kind of fun, though. I don't mind. I earned them. So what do we think of that? Ish. Troublemakers are my friends, too. I don't mind them. Keeps things interesting, right? Right, Linda? All right, so do we like it here, or do we think the banner should go at the top with more floral space around it? Glue it in the middle or near the top? Middle or top? And you've got 4 minutes to just a bit down. Okay, so like there. So I've got equal margins there. Oh, now we have a middle. Middle, right. So that's middle-ish to me. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. So if anybody wants to take advantage of that Black Friday sale, there's like alcohol blends left. You got 4 minutes left. Multitask. If you want to put an order in. LateNightLori.stampinup.net. I changed my store name because Late Night Lori is easier to spell than Macari. Because some people put 1 C and 2 R's, and it's actually 2 C's and 1 R. I used to tease my husband and misspell it. All right, and then we're going to put this here. I'm going to try just some tear and tape here. Just a little bit where it's going to be covered-ish. And I'm just kind of working it into the texture. Get rid of some of this stuff. All right. So we're going to go like this. And we'll put another piece of tear and tape there. Oops. There we go. I didn't pick it off fast enough. All right. And then these pieces I'm going to glue to the back of here, and then I'll put this on dimensionals so they'll be up a little bit. They'll be elevated. They will have elevated status. So let's go ahead and put some glue on here. I'm going to try, I have to look at my calendar for tomorrow, but I'm going to try to pick up my glass blowing project tomorrow. It should be properly cooled. Okay, Juju, here's some fussy cutting. Cut those little stems off of there. Does that count? So I did on Saturday I did a hand blown glass pumpkin class. I've been trying to get into the class. This was my 3rd year, I think, trying to get into that class. And I'm going to use my black dimensionals just because the Secret Sea is so dark. And I'm using the dimensionals not only to hold this up, but to also hold those foliage pieces on. So it's going to kind of do double duty. How's that look? Is that straight? I think that's pretty straight. All right, so we can get this out of the way because I don't need that ink. It should look really cool. Get this put away. I did the base of the pumpkin in an amethyst, and I added some like lime green highlights to the ribs of the pumpkin, and then the stem is a metallic light emerald green with lots of curlicues in it, kind of tilted. It's really cool. I can't wait to pick it up. I think I want to put a little like narrow dimensional there because I don't want that to get caught on envelopes. Yeah, maybe we'll just cut one of these. So I'm hoping my calendar is open tomorrow so I can go pick it up. And then if we're gonna, because I had to go into Racine almost by the lake, like 2 blocks away from the lake, Lake Michigan. So it was, and it was blizzarding, well, not blizzarding, but it was snowing pretty heavy here. I was afraid they were going to cancel the class, and then I'd have to wait until next year. So they called me an hour before the class was going to start. And I'm like, oh no, they're going to cancel. I almost didn't want to answer the phone. And she's like, are you still coming? And I said, as long as you're not canceling it, I am coming to this class. So there were actually only 3 of us in the class. Normally they have 10 to 12 in the class, so that was nice. That it was a little more intimate that way. And we were able to chit-chat a little bit more with the artist instructor. So it was a good class. I'll do it again. Because my pumpkin will need a partner. I have done fused glass classes with this same studio. And those are okay, but the blown glass is more my thing. It's more like a sculpture, you know. All right, so I'm thinking we still need some gems. What do you think? Some rhinestones. And we can colorize them. Well, when I pick it up, don't worry, I'll be showing it off because I'm thinking it's really cool. So now I'm thinking if we put, hello, Colleen Casey. It's been forever since you've been here. This looks a bit Asian, you think so? Yeah, I suppose maybe it could with those flowers on there, oriental. I don't know if those are supposed to be hyacinths or no, hydrangeas or what they're supposed to be. Welcome, Colleen Casey. What have you been up to? It is 1:05, 1:04 a.m. And what time is it by you? Late afternoon? I forget what time you're in. So I think I'm going to do, we'll try just a little hint of blue on here with the cloud cover. So Colleen, I have been closer to midnight lately. $6:05. Okay, so early evening, more than late afternoon. So let's see. Oh yeah, 17 hours ahead of me. All right, so that's just like a couple of the other gals that come on here. All right, so these just have a hint of the blue. Yes, Tuesday. We're at 1:05 a.m. Tuesday. So your product, oh, our product of the month is live now, ladies. Let's see if I can find it. Woohoo! It is available. All right, so here's our product of the month, Designer Series paper in blues. This is the card that I'm working off of. So that's the layout that we're working off of. Ours looks pretty different, but this paper is available for $5 if you place a qualifying order. So the order in the United States has to be $75 before tax and shipping. This is 12 by 12. There are 6 two-sided designs, so you get 12 sheets. So $5. That's considerably less than our normal DSP is. So I'm just going to put a bunch of these in the flowers, I think. So this, again, is the card that I was modeling my card after today. And would you guess it's the same card? I mean, if you saw these in a lineup, would you think they were the same card? Let's put a couple more of these on. I just did the light cloud cover on here. So I think we'll go up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely 5. What do you think? Yeah, I think the square just, it worked better with me with that banner being square, this being squared off. And these are both rectangle-ish. So that one's upright and that one's sideways. But I thought this was a fun card too. This looks like they used just a label to make the collar and the pocket on there. I thought that was kind of cute. That would make kind of a fun Father's Day card. But this paper is available while supplies last as the new product of the month. So I'm not sure how long this program is going to be around. They're talking at least for the whole year. So into next year. But I will be finding something to order, whether I need it or not. All right. So here's our card for tonight. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for collaborating with me to get this finished project. And then I will probably do another version, maybe not with this designer series paper, but another version maybe on the white, and just show how different it can be. And maybe use like some of the that soft green shimmer paper. And depending on what I get done tomorrow, because I've got a few classes I've got to prep for too. And there are some cards that I have got to get in the mail. Oh, and for my team, those of you that have placed orders, I have to get you your free gift too. So I have a lot. I have a lot on my to-do list. I need to manage my time really well this week. So Yuda, sorry, I almost missed yours. And Juju, the shame you had to clean your jelly plate. And I don't know how I don't know how that works. I mean, I just don't know how that works. I've seen some of your jelly print stuff, but anyway. So yes, this does replace Celebration. It does not replace rewards. So you will still earn Stampin' Rewards. All right. The only thing that doesn't qualify for your $75 purchase is that prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscription. That's on a different platform-ish. I don't know how better to explain that. Celebration was a declining program, and it had kind of worn out its appeal. Fewer and fewer people were placing the orders. Fewer and fewer people wanted the free stamp sets. And even last year, Stampin' Up! Allowed people to opt out so that they didn't have to have the stamps that they didn't want or designer series paper. And there were a lot of those products too, the free products that it's like, oh, I don't really know if I like that much. So, yeah. So Celebration will not happen in January and February this year. The product of the month will take its place. And if you're not familiar with how that works, I did talk about it at the beginning. So a $75 in the US, a $75 minimum purchase before tax and shipping will allow you to select the product of the month. The product of the month will be $5. It will be a surprise each month. This month we did know ahead of time a little bit that it was going to be designer series paper. But it might be embellishments. It might be a stamp set. I doubt that they'll do dies. Dies are usually more expensive, but paper, embellishments, the designer series paper, those are all really good things to put on this kind of sale. So when the supplies run out, the offer is done for that month. If supplies are not exhausted at the end of the month, they will continue to offer that product at the $5 price with that minimum purchase. All right. So if for December, maybe you don't like this paper, maybe you're tired of blue. All right. Don't get it. All right. It's fine. And you're limited to one. All right. You can only get one December. You can only get one January, one February. So it's not like somebody can go and order and hoard it. That's not going to happen, which I think is a really good thing. But let's say you didn't want the December one. You couldn't think of what needed to happen, or you had too much going on with Christmas. You just didn't place an order of $75 or more. January comes along, the December product is still available. Maybe it didn't sell out. You would be able to do your qualifying order in January and select the December product. But if you also want the January product, you have to place a separate order to select the January one, because the system is set up that you only get one item per order. And then it's going to be tracked. The system's going to have recorded if you get the December one, you're not going to be able to in January to get another December one. It's not going to happen that way. Okay? So, fun times. I will be doing some shopping because I want to play with that paper. And when I get the paper, I want to make a lot of the samples because I think they're all kind of fun. I'll probably use a different focal point on there. Those flowers aren't really doing it for me right now. But I'm sure I've got that stamp set. I love doing the quilted designs. And I know I have that as well, that stamp set. So yeah, I'm ready to play with it. So again, thank you for joining me, everybody. I appreciate the company. Juju, sorry that your jelly plate or your jelly paper got messed up. I know how frustrating it is when you put so much time into something and then something goes awry. It's really frustrating. So, wipe it with baby wipe. That's what you do with the plate just to start over. You had to clean it. Well, if you show that on your video, maybe I'll catch that at some point. I like watching them because I learn different things because I don't do junk journaling, so it's kind of interesting. So, thanks again, everybody. Colleen, Casey, thanks for coming back. It's been a long time. Linda, Yuda, Juju, anybody else I missed? Those of you that are on here and didn't comment, feel free to comment next time. But thank you all for joining me. Until next time, happy crafting. And don't forget my new store name, latenightLori.stampinup.net. See you next time.